Hi all, bringing another brilliant piece of content for the dating series. And while this video is mostly for men, women will enjoy this content a little more because it actually touches on multiple aspects. So, this content is made for everybody. Now, coming back to this observation which I had very recently, which is why the scene of aesthetics has changed. Otherwise, I would have made this in a more formal scenario. But I was sitting in this cafe and this lady was sitting alone, and it brought me to a recollection or a reflection onto so many other observations where I have seen women particularly sitting alone. Now, when I say woman, please don't get it on your age. It brings in anybody who is sitting in a cafe, and sometimes what happens is these guys start coming and approaching and disturbing you without reading the room. See, one of the most essential things, this is directly from the heart to men, that one of the most essential things that you as a man can do is always read the room. It is easier said than done, I understand. But think about this comes very naturally to ladies, but you need to learn this skill. If you are in a room without judging others, it's important to be non judgmental. Think about, okay, what is the dynamics over here? For example, if there is a couple seeing, and don't ogle at them, obviously some basic table manners have to be there, but you can actually make out, okay, this try to make out the emotion, the underlying context, or is it just a layer of hidden thing? All these things you need to understand, because here it is important thing. See, you will see this most men who don't actually have any experience of being around women or being with women would always see this particular lady out as somebody who can be who is like feeling slightly ashamed while saying this, but they would think of it as ki this is a person I can approach. I wanted to say a different word, but those words, but those things are generally associated with sales and all that. I'm not going to use that. But the audience would get. There's a word with T underscore R underscore ET. So people would say ki here I can hit the bullseye. So I would try, and it is easy. It is very easy. Somebody sitting alone, trying to come up and approach them and disturb them. And, like, now, sarcastically, I'm saying all this. Don't take it literally. This is one of the biggest mistakes that you can do. Not just for your particular connection with that possibility of a connection, which in 99% cases it's not, but you would make your chances poor, not only for that particular room, not your reputation, and also your social currency. Yes, take this important word, social currency. Not only you will spoil your social currency over in this particular frame, but at the macroeconomic sense, it will carry you with you, it will be carried with you for a longer duration. See, with the okay, there's a high deep point which I'm going to share in this point. If you are with me in this video, it's a very you're actually blessed. The highest deepest point is that you are carrying the impressions of what dating looks like from the people who are misguiding you in every manner. You are carrying the impressions of what connections and dating look like from the people, and this is applicable for both men and women. And particularly, for example, any movie you see, and this depends on like Indian movies more. And when I say Indian, I do not just mean Hindi. I've seen the same pattern in Telugu movies, and I've seen the same pattern in Kannada movies, Tamil movies, Malayalam movies, everyone. So when I'm saying these words, it is meant for every kind of movie which I have seen in India. People are subconsciously training you to treat women in a heinous, disrespectful way by showing that behavior is actually rewardable. You see any movie, this recently Karthik Aryan and this one lady movie was there, कि निहायती like one of the most downtrodden kind of dialogues which I have seen to describe or connect with a woman, and they are saying कि eventually you will get somebody. That has another kind of implantation also. Yeah, but insecurity. They're just trying to raise. There's one more brilliant piece around that specific movie, how they're trying to raise the insecurity of people. But yes, insecurity around commitments and relationships. They're saying that okay, I'm like that lady is more interested into married one, and that's all nuisance. But that is a topic for another day. But important point is like if you see any Punjabi movie also, like this one guy, I forgot, I guess Amy Virk was that guy. Okay, now, not making any personal attack against Amy Virk, I'm just using the section 2 of 147 and for the against the infringement act. It is in the fair use which I'm using this name. That particular scene where this person was just ogling and looking and you are very you might be very familiar about these kind of movies where the actor just kinds of ogles and kind of things where you are like at points you are wondering ki how many IPC or BNS sections would apply in this case, how many kinds of, let's say, IPC section rape, what is that, I don't know the number, but okay, how many section, like kind of sections of that would be applicable. You are counting that literally on fingers. Sometimes those things are above your fingers also. Making a joke around. Do not try to imitate or carry those patterns from this movie, or you are holding the patterns of engagement or what it presumably looks like from the people who are trying to destroy your credibility on the relationships. It was done for a purpose. All those movies in India and the mistraining of men is done for a purpose. Women are also mistrained, their shows and all that is what I've been observing. But importantly, so think about this for a minute. If a lady is sitting in a cafe, how would you approach it? How would you approach her? And I'm coming to a point, but how would you think about approaching her? You will not approach her at all. Yes. The point is, if you need to understand that lady, okay, when you are trying to say something very deep, the universe wants you to focus on me, so it turned off the lights over there. But when now this is a very deep truth. When a woman, it's not a very deep truth actually, when a woman is sitting alone, she doesn't want to be disturbed. She might be doing any other thing. So sometimes imagine this person reaching out, and this has happened that a lady is sitting away from facing the cafe. So normally cafes have multiple configurations of, say, 2-seaters, 4-seaters, and then the bar, sometimes there are 6-seaters, 8-seaters also. And some cafes do have a private room also, but some good ones. But more or less, this person, if lady, is occupying the seat in such a manner, she is not wanting to interact. Couple of signs that you can read is that her body is away from the group, from the common seating area. Her choice of sitting is where people do not come so often other than the staff who is working there. So then you should understand that at this point you should not approach it. Another example which most men in India have seen making this heinous mistake is trying to approach a woman with a kid, trying to be like overly chummy with the kid. First of all, what is your intent behind approaching the lady with the kid? Secondly, let's say you are a harami person and you don't just want to like won't approach. But a kid is a sensitive person, just like a dog. Never touch the people's dog without, like, this is not you're trying to be cute or friendly. That is battamizi. That is a criminal. Those actions are criminalized in multiple other nations. That is why they are much happier than us. This is the reason India is slightly very low on, not slightly, I would not have want to soften this the blow, but there's a reason we are so low on, one of the reasons so low on the happiness index is one of this is like you don't understand and respect boundaries. A kid is a sensitive thing for a parent. You don't try to be funny and chummy with a kid. And अच्छा इसमें एक पॉइंट और है, a woman doing that would अभी bias है, a woman doing that would not be penalized socially so much. Man definitely would, but ideally both should be penalized. How can a lady expect to approach another lady's kid? And how is that normal? I mean, I just don't know, get the point. A kid is a very a kid is somebody you rejoice more than your body, more than your own life. How can you actually even think of reaching out to somebody's kid around that? Some of these actions are criminalized both for men and women in some nations. And that is why probably one of the contributing factors that socially, because you're carrying that social currency, even if you're not doing that very overtly in that. If you have done in the past, so how to come over it? You can always connect with me for advanced things, but yes. Couple of peaceful and positive pointers, because I'm not leaving you. If you have been with this video for till this point, I am going to give you brilliant points on how to approach situations like these. First of all, you need to come to your own awareness of body, mind and emotion, non-judgmental towards you. You need to notice everything. What is the equation in the room? How much is the stress? How much is the anger? Who is just there to pick up woman? Yes, it's an important skill to note. How it will come up, it will help you. But how it will, you will understand when you are aware. You will understand how, knowing that which other, what do you say, for lack of a better word, which other misdirected or miserable soul is there to pick up woman, who might not even know how to. See, sometimes people attend these boot camps and they are forced to go and approve. That's so much. That's a taxing work. You cannot actually develop any other thing. Yeah, so obviously that is a salesman's approach to things, and yes, that is how it actually treats. And at the end of the day, you need to understand you don't want to become actually a, what do you say, womanizer. You actually, most people don't want to, even if they're thinking around that, actually they don't want to. So yeah, now understand the point. Okay, there's just too much darkness, power issue, but yeah, awareness helps a lot. Unless and until you are not reactive and understanding the emotions and mind and how things are flowing, you won't be able to understand what is the context over here. Because there are women who are always looking to connect. And how that works, women understand that better. There are some phases during the day that you want to be connected, and yes, and there are some phases that you just don't want to. And when I say day, I mean, okay, ठीक है. Men should actually read about menstrual cycles more, but yeah. Understand, your awareness over here saves your life. You remember, like one of those days I made a video about the secret of dating lies in your eyes. Yeah. Refer to that video again and refer to this again. Then you would see how big of a blunder those actions in the movie. Yes, and obviously your dating life will improve by 80% if you just try to forget and try to see कि whatever the Bollywood movies or these have actually inculcated into you subconsciously has to be totally rejected, and that includes stand-up comedians also. See, these buffoons don't say some, okay, buffoons is a strong word, but yes, strong times require strong words. These 90% of stand-up comedians have the same content. Marriage is bad, connection with somebody else is bad, बच्चे खराब, शादी खराब, बच्चे खराब, शादी खराब, बच्चे खराब, हर एक का रीपार्सल करके सेम ही सेट है और मल्टीपल सेट्स है यार. तो शर्म करनी चाहिए कि मतलब आपका अपना बच्चा स्टेज के पास घूम रहा है. किसकी बात कर रहा हूँ मैं? प्रॉबेबली जानते हैं आप और वो भी जानते हैं. अपना बच्चा तुम्हारा स्टेज के पास घूम रहा है एंड यू आर जस्ट कि बच्चे खराब. मतलब हर तरह की चीज़ ना ऐसे. सी जैसे कि ह्यूमर क्या नहीं, ह्यूमर हैज़ अ सबकॉन्शियस इफेक्ट. ऑल दीज इंजेक्शन से बच नहीं सकते स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियंस. These things have a subconscious implantation effect and they actually, and those come up in the forms of your own career going bad. So do understand, and yes, it's applicable for women also. If you have been with this video so far, I hope I have added you a lot of video, and I'm so much glad that you have been here, because I have spoken one big deep secret about how to actually approach dating. It is very natural for women. Let me give you this thing. This awareness and noticing and reading the room is very natural for women. Men need to learn that. And the first step to learn this is awareness. Dishtva bhav jise kehte hain. Understand? And I hope you will stay happy and you will not make the blunders. Stay happy, stay safe.